Taiwan's export orders have been falling for over a year now. How significant is this trend to the country's economy?
Indeed, if we look at the economic structure of Taiwan, it's quite clear that a lot of the growth is actually driven by export-related activities. We're not only talking about the export or import growth here, it's also about the related investment that fit into the domestic economy and, of course, wage growth in the consumption sector as well. So therefore, when we see such a big decline in the Taiwan's export in the past few quarters, that has definitely been quite painful for the economy as a whole.
So, the main industries that are being hit are more traditional, like steel, machinery, and plastics manufacturers, while semiconductor and high tech orders are actually increasing. So, what accounts for this difference in overseas demand?
For some of the traditional products, one of the main biggest problems that they face is that nowadays it's very hard to find a very strong growth engine in supporting all this consumption in the short run because the majority of the world basically are still in a rather high interest rate environment. And of course, there is a bit of cyclical positive momentum coming from China. But again, we see that growth is generally decelerating, which basically means that even if China import more from the rest of the world, it's not strong enough to actually lift commodity prices.
China is still Taiwan's biggest export market, but we now see that export orders from the US and ASEAN are surpassing those from China and Hong Kong. So, what does this mean?
What it tells us is that basically a lot of the Taiwan export and the supply chain is actually driven by US clients or the related supply chain. And if there is an ongoing shift of the supply chain towards ASEAN or India, basically outside of China on demand from the client, then Taiwanese firms will probably simply just need to follow the trend. Of course, in the short run, if China's growth actually rebounds and it remains slightly better than the rest of the world, it's possible that we see more exposure from Taiwan on China again. However, if we look at it from 5-year, 10-year landscape, it's quite likely that because of this very US-driven trade structure, is basically Taiwan will probably see more opportunities in diversification towards the other side of Asia.